In this video, we will talk about multi-tenancy and governor limits in Salesforce while trying to understand the Salesforce architecture. First, let's try to understand what is multi-tenancy with an example. Here is a commercial complex. Every floor of this commercial complex is occupied by a company. For example, the top floor is occupied by ABC Inc. The next floor is occupied by PQR Private Limited. And the next to that floor is occupied by XYZ LLP. Now, here, since all of these offices are tenants of this building, we will call this building as a multi-tenant building. Now, in this building, since there are multiple tenants, there will be some shared resources. For an example, water or the lift. Now, since there are multiple tenants and there are some common resources, there is a possibility that one of the tenant might overuse these resources, resulting into the monopoly of those resources. Now, the problems that might occur due to the monopoly are water shortage or delay in the lift service. Now, how to solve these problems? The first problem is the water shortage. What we can do is to install a meter to allow every office to use only the allocated quota of water for them. For the delay in lift service, we can assign a liftman who will be sitting in the lift and driving it based on the people as they come. Similar to this example of commercial complex, Salesforce's resources are also shared. The Salesforce resources which are shared among all of its users are the CPU, the memory, the database, the APIs, and other resources like emails or push notifications. Now, to make sure that every user in Salesforce makes wise use of its resources, Salesforce has came up with a solution known as governor limits. Now, how the governor limit works? Every user will have a predefined quota for using these resources. If any user exceeds this quota, an exception should be thrown which cannot be handled using Apex or by any means. For every org or Salesforce instance as well, there will be certain quota assigned which cannot be surpassed. If it is surpassed, again the exception will be thrown which cannot be handled. Now, let's take a look at some common types of governor limits. The first common type is per transaction Apex limits. These limits applies on Apex transactions. For example, in an Apex transaction, you cannot execute more than 100 SOQL statements. Another example could be, in an Apex transaction, you cannot perform DML operation on more than 10K, that is 10,000 rows. The next common type of governor limit is static Apex limit. An example of this is whenever you make an API callout from Apex code, the default timeout limit for that will be 10 seconds. And in an Apex transaction, you can use a maximum of 6 MB of memory for all the resources that you will collect in the Apex code. Now, whenever you are going to write any application, you need to make sure that you are considering all of these governor limits. There are quite a few resources available online to check which are the governor limits that you should be concerned about while writing your code or creating any application using point and click tools as well. Even though there are governor limits, there are some ways where we can make sure that we complete our application without running into the governor limits exceptions.
If you like this video, please do like and share. If you want to receive more of such informative content, please hit the subscribe button. If you want us to make content related to any Salesforce or Salesforce related topic, please do let us know through comments.